Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Crystalline. I'm Evil Space Viking. Last time, Lena got in an argument with her dad. And we're back. My stomach drops. Lena lurches to a stand.
I am not marrying him, and I will not give up being a mage knight.
Uh-oh. Shock rebels through me. At the same time, so does relief. Her father sighs deeply, exasperated.
Why must you make this so difficult, Liana?
I'm not the one who's making things difficult.
Uh-oh.
I would have assumed that you would have thought this through last night.
Yeah, so
but you
he
are
just
still being
assumed-
completely irrational.
He just sat there assuming that she was going to change her ways overnight. The heat returns to Leanna's voice.
I'm not the one who's forcing me to give up my dream and purpose in life.
Oh, spare me the theatrics. How could this be your dream? Don't you realize how dangerous it is to be a mage knight?
Yes, I do realize that. I live it every day. But at least, as a mage knight, I'm well equipped to take care of myself. I've been trained to handle danger.
He shakes his head.
You can't be prepared for every circumstance. What if you get ambushed, outnumbered, or overwhelmed in battle? What if your teammates fall and you're the only one left?
We've done all but the last thing.
So what if that does happen? How can we live life based on hypotheticals? What if I became ill? What if I couldn't bear children? Would you still force me to get married? But if those things happened, I wouldn't be able to fulfill my duty as a lady in the House of Dawn. Then what?
Ooh, her father scowls and waves his hand
That's
defensively.
not the same. Those are all based on chance. You aren't throwing yourself into situations which would allow those things to occur.
Once again, based on chance.
As a mage knight, you're walking into those scenarios every day.
Lena points a finger at Leon, her voice shrill as she tries to keep her composure.
What about Leo then? He's a mage knight who walks into danger every day. Why aren't you worried about him?
Because it's his responsibility to serve and protect as a man in the House of Dawn.
For once, Leanna is speechless. Silence settles over the table like a heavy blanket. Her mother stares at her lap, still as a statue. Leanna opens and closes mouth as if he wants to speak but can't find the words to say. Her father nods.
Now that you've come to your senses, we can discuss the details of the engagement.
No.
Ooh. The rage returns to her father's face.
How many times must we go round in this endless game? When will you accept your responsibility as a lady in the House of Dawn?
Leanna's voice is scarily
If
calm.
this is what it takes to be a Dawn, then I don't want to be a Dawn anymore.
But I think that's the... yeah. There is a momentary pause, so still you can't even hear breathing. Leon stares sharply at her. But Leanna just shakes her head. Her mother laughs shakily.
Let's just calm down, all right, dear? We know you don't mean that.
She reaches for her daughter's hand, but Leanna pulls away.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I meant what I said.
You might be jumping to conclusions. Her mother's face crumbles as hurt creases her brow. Her father's
Liana, don't be ridiculous.
I'm serious, Father.
He's about to respond when Leon interrupts.
Father, listen to her. She's not joking.
He looks from Leon to Leanna, and slowly anger melts from his face and replaced with confusion and pain. He looks at Leanna as if he's looking at a stranger. He shakes his head and abruptly stands to his feet.
I can't have a discussion with you when you're like this. Come find me when you're ready to have a discussion like adults.
Without waiting for a response, he slams the doors open and storms out the dining
I'll
room.
go talk to him.
Leon scrambles after him. Leanna's mother remains in the room. She seems defeated.
Come now, dear. Really? Think about what you're saying.
Leanna's voice softens as she sees the pain in her mother's
I'm
eyes.
sorry, Mother, but I've made my decision. I've tried to be a good daughter to you, and I've tried to make my house proud. But what you're asking me to do this time, I can't. I just can't.
Her mother sighs deeply and closes her eyes. Leanna looks at the rest
We
of
should
us.
go.
That's not a... Her voice has no finality to it. Without a word, we scrape our chairs and back and Leanna out of the room. As we leave, I hear the lady's dawn faint
Leah.
voice.
I'll always be proud of you, no matter what.
Leanna stops stunned. She looks back at her mother, her eyes glittering. She rushes to her and throws her arms around her in a hug. Her mother hugs her back, gripping her tightly. All too soon, she releases her daughter. Leanna turns back around and then leads us back out of the main foyer. We wait as the servants gather our belongings. Kara gently touches Leanna's arm.
Hey, what you did back there.
That was not the right play, but I mean, it worked. Kara hesitates.
Are you doing okay?
I don't know. A part of me feels later, but another part of me just feels sad.
I'm not gonna say anything. I remain quiet. I can't even begin to imagine what it might feel like to have your family turn their back on you like that. There's nothing I can say that'll make her feel better. Although she tries to keep her tone light, I can tell she's hurting. This could not have been an easy decision for her. We fall silent. Suddenly a voice calls out. Ooh. We freeze and slowly turn around. Lord Dawn and Leon stand behind us, their cloaks billowing behind them. Lord Dawn straightens and clears his throat.
Liana,
Father,
I had hoped that you would move past this childishness and accept your responsibility.
Yeah, because that's what you came. Leanna is about to retort, but he holds up a hand.
But I see now that being a mage knight means something far more to you.
He glances down at his daughter.
I don't agree with your decision to willingly put yourself in danger.
Now look at him. He might be accepting of some shit.
But I would.
Lord Dawn pauses, struggling to find the right words. I doubt he used to anyone challenging him.
I would rather have a daughter who would recklessly put herself in danger for the sake of others than no daughter at all.
That's an accurate thing to say. Leanna's eyes well up. She rushes to her father and wraps him in a big hug. He stiffens in surprise, uncomfortable and uncertain, but as the shock wears off, a small smile tugs at his lips and he hugs her back. Soon he breaks the hug. Leanna wipes her eyes and her father clears his throat.
No.
He just sounds normally, no longer
only
raspy
one
anymore.
thing missing for you to be truly recognized as a mage knight.
what's that?
Leon hands his father a wrapped blade, which Lord Dawn carefully unwraps. A sharp silver blade with an ornate sapphire hilt glitters beneath the light.
Each of these blades has a legacy. They have been passed down to the sons of our house for generations. But it has never been passed down to a woman before today, as we've never had a woman mage knight in the family. That is, before you, my daughter.
Lord Dawn smiles proudly at Leanna. He reverently offers a sword to her. She carefully takes the blade and scabbard and straps it to herself.
Thank you, Father.
Treat it well, and it will take care of you.
I will.
You can always come home, too. Your mother will find another suitable match for you.
Father,
That is, when you are ready.
Leanna
thank
smiles.
you.
He clears his throat.
Good. Well,
He clears his throat. He clears his and straightens. Wait, he clears his and straightens as if talking to a knight. Wait, clears his what?
be safe, be decisive, be vigilant. Above all else, be honorable.
Leanna salutes, and Lord Dawn puts a hand on her shoulder. He nods and heads back to the dining room. Leon lingers
So
behind.
you're officially a mage knight now.
Leanna lets out a breath she was holding. The tension in her body eases as she turns to Leanna.
Well, I've actually officially been one for a while.
I know. You looked radiant when you walked on that stage.
She was there.
Wait, you were there?
He grins.
You didn't think I'd miss my baby sister's graduation, did you?
He knew this whole time. Her mouth falls open.
How did you know? And why didn't you tell me? We could have...
He laughs and pulls her into a
I'm
hug.
proud of you, Leah. Maybe I'll be able to catch you next time you're in Illumia.
She hugs him
Of
back.
course.
They break away, still
I
smiling.
bet you're relieved you don't have to get married anytime soon.
Yes.
Although Edward really isn't a bad guy. He's kind and generous and easy on the eyes, too.
Leanna wrinkles her nose.
Thanks, but no thanks.
That was a pretty quick rejection. You have someone else in mind?
This fucking guy. Leanna blushes but shakes her head.
No. I'm just not ready to give up my freedom.
Uh-huh. I'm sure that's it.
Yep.
Good, good. Because you'd tell me if you were seeing someone, right?
Leanna's voice is squeaky.
Of course.
No matter who he may be?
I'd tell you.
Even if you were standing right here, right now?
He fucking knows so hard. He's just like, I feel the color in my face draining my face. Leanna darts a glance at me, but tries to keep her composure.
I'd still tell you.
Leon gives Leanna a
Okay,
look.
maybe not immediately, but when I'm ready.
He smiles. When Leanna turns her back, the second Leon's eyes bore into me. A shudder runs up my spine as I notice the bright glint in his armor matching the glint in his eyes. He has to know, right? Or maybe he's trying to bluff. Don't look, don't look, don't look. Don't let him smell your fear. I force myself to keep his gaze. He's not going to intimidate me. I haven't done anything wrong. When Leanna looks back, he breaks the gaze. My legs feel weak and relief wash over me. I held my own, but I do not want to do that again.
Stay safe.
You too.
They have one last quick hug before breaking apart. Leo gives the rest of us a farewell salute and returns to follow his father. Scroggins waits for us at the door. After saying goodbye, we return to the gravel path and begin the trek back down the long drive. Well, that turned out better than I expected.
Yes.
Leanna is all smiles as we continue to walk. She seems to hold herself taller, finally feeling free from the weight of her responsibilities. Her happy mood greatly improves our spirits.
It would seem that as this business has concluded, we should continue our travels.
Agreed.
She checks the sun in the sky.
We've still got most of the day to travel. We should be able to cover a good distance before we have to stop for camp.
Huzzah! Lana leads us through the town and back to the open road. We travel through smaller roads to return to course, making our way towards the Shadow Temple. Although Leanna mood seems fine, she's quiet for most of the journey. The rest of us keep talking to minimal. It's been an emotionally draining couple of days, and we're all feeling the effects from that. Leanna's relationship with her parents is complicated. I know she has deep respect and a strong bond with her family, and after this morning, it's obvious her family loves her. I'm glad that they were able to reach some sort of understanding and remember what is important. As we leave Hearthdawn behind us, as we begin to focus on what's ahead of us. When the sun hangs high in the sky, we stop to take a break. I gladly sit down and rest my weary feet, and Leanna approaches me slowly. I shift my gaze up to her. She looks at me expectantly. Are we training today?
Yes. Why wouldn't we?
I just wasn't sure how you were feeling after this morning.
Honestly, I'm okay. Although I still wish they can accept my decision the same way they accept Leo. But I can tell that they're trying hard to understand.
Hey, we got... The fact that they're trying means that they care, and that's really all you can hope for. And it
But just because we've had this talk, doesn't mean you can get to skip out on training.
Fuck. I push myself to my feet. I wouldn't dream of it. We split off from the group and get ready, then Leanna pauses.
Actually, you can still cast other elements, right?
I nod. Why don't I practice with all of them? She looks
Are you
surprised.
sure that's a good idea?
I remember the fatigue I felt last time I tried. I have to get stronger somehow, and the best way to do that is keep
That's
at it.
true.
Why the hesitation?
Sparring against 4 elements is a challenge for me, too. I think I may need some backup.
Oh, this is bullshit. She grins and returns to the group who are in the midst of eating and resting.
That was quick. Something happened?
Not yet. I came to enlist your help.
Whose help?
All of yours.
Oh, Jesus. She asked the team to help with training since I'll be casting all of the events. Does that get to
I'm in.
Fuck you.
Oh, well, good.
He grins.
Any excuse to shoot something.
She gives him a wary look. Amy jumps to her feet and brushes off her skirt.
I will provide my expertise as well, as I am well versed in 2 of the 4 elements he can cast. I will be able to provide more guidance to his casts.
No one here can cast Earth but me! Leanna nods and we all look at Kara.
If everyone else is in, then I'm in too.
Leanna leads everyone back to the open space where I wait for them. Zach wastes no time. He digs into his holsters and pulls out his dischargers.
Get ready.
Oh god, this guy's gonna shoot me again. I ready myself as we get into position. Once we're all set, Zach fires. I leap out of the way. The others rush in. Amelia shoots a ball of fire at my chest, but I wave my hand. A wall of water shoots up, absorbing the blow with a hiss. Zach fires discharges at me. My face curdles and fires the discharger. My face curls into a growl, forcing up another dirt shield. Violet light beams and explodes against it. Dirt explodes into the air. Lana blurs towards me, but the wind howls around my frame. I zip out of the way, blocking her with a score of heavy blows. Kara lunges just as Lana swings. I shove them both back with an explosion of wind. And they squeak and fly backwards. Another violet light crackles near my head. And then another, and another. I dash out of the way while a gale freezing and howling at my ears. Amelia's bracelets glow. Ice pours from her palm. It groans across the grass, and I realize she's trying to wrap the ice around my feet. I wave my hand, melting her attack with a wave of shimmering heat. I barely have time to think. I just react. Another trail of fire flies at me, and I block it with an earthen shield, but as soon as I do that, I raise my sword to deflect Kara's dagger. I spin around and duck beneath Leanna's sword, pushing her back with a gale force blow before raising another earthen barrier to block both Zack's shots and Amelia's magic. My breathing is labored, but I don't dare slow down, even though I can see the fatigue starting to settle on my friends. I'm starting to wear them down. A new hope blooms within me, bringing another surge of adrenaline. Leanna and Kara hang back and their chests heaving. They exchange glances as Zack and Amy and nod. Uh-oh, I don't like looks of that. All at once they rush me. Zack fires off 2 rounds and he races towards me, which I deflect with my magic. Using the wind to augment my speed, I twist out of Kara's range and meet Leanna's strike with my sword. As all of my teammates' strikes become more coordinated, I struggle to keep up with their relentless attacks. The frustration builds within me. I need to separate them, but no matter how often I manage to push one away, the three more filling in. There must be something I can do to gain some distance. Ah! I forcefully catch my fist and leap into the air and crash down, pounding my fist into the earth. A blinding white light explodes across the field, mirrored by each of the 4 elements. I hear the yell. Wait. I hear the yell from my friends as they're knocked back to. There's a small crater where my fist landed in the ground, and the nearby grass and leaves are singed. My friends stir on the ground, looking dazed and confused. A fierce pain twists into my chest. It unfurls and spreads like fire. I cry out, collapsing onto my knees. Spots dance in front of my eyes as I crumple to the ground.
Oh no!
Leanna shoots up. She sprints towards me, her sword forgotten in the grass. Her arms wrap around my shoulders.
Are you alright?
I groan. Her face is a little blurry. I've been better. I try to shift and let out another groan. I've definitely seen some better days.
Try to take it easy.
The others gather around me too. Are you guys okay? They nod.
Don't worry about us. We're fine. Barely. What's going on with you?
I shake my head. I don't know. I groan, gripping my chest.
It seems your body cannot endure the amount of energy you mass exerted.
She pauses, thinking.
Although incredibly potent and powerful, amassing such quantities of energy is proving to be quite dangerous.
It wasn't that much, though. I can still feel a lot of untapped energy
If
within.
that is the case, I would highly recommend not attempting to summon all of your energy at once. Ever.
Ever?
Indeed, if what you say is true, while you may have an incredible amount of energy stored within you, you are still limited by your mind and body. I fear such an excessive usage of energy could prove to be fatal.
A sense of dread fills my stomach. I nod. I guess I can't avoid it. That's gonna make it eventually casting a rift real difficult. Exhaustion ripples through me and I moan and close my eyes.
You should rest. Come on, we'll help you.
They haul me to my feet. One of my arms around Zack's shoulder, the other around Leanna's. They help me over to the pile of bags and packs. I lean against the packs as my teammates rest and clean out. My eyes feel heavy and I fight to keep them open. I'll just close them for a minute. The sounds fade away as sleep overtakes me. A sound wakes me. I groan and blink, my eyes adjusted to the golden glow of firelight. Whoa, it's dark out. I groan, sitting up on top of my bedroll. Someone must have moved me. I didn't notice. How long was I out? I sit up and glance around. I'm not sure where Leanna and Amelia are, but Kara and Zack are still hanging out by the camp. Kara hands Zack a perfectly wrapped present.
Hey, I got you something.
Is this that game? Zack blinks.
Got me something.
She grins and nods. I keep quiet, watching the scene unfold. I don't think they realize I'm awake yet. Zack tilts the present from side to side, curious. He
Hey,
shakes
be
it.
careful.
Why? What's inside?
You have to open it and see.
He shrugs and tears apart the wrapping paper without mercy, reminding me very much of a little kid on his birthday. He pauses. Kara grins in anticipation. Zack stares down at the box.
What am I even looking at? Where's the present?
Kara puts her hand on her
You're
hip.
staring at it.
He continues to stare.
Wow. I try to be thoughtful and get you a present, and this is how you react.
Zack's cheeks turn red and he sheepishly
Oh,
replies.
right. I mean, thank you. This is great.
Kara pouts.
You don't even know what it is.
Zack
It's
doesn't
a
answer.
wind ring.
Zack stares at her
When
blankly.
you turn it on, it gives you targets you can shoot.
As soon as Zack hears the word shoot, he immediately perks up. He gingerly takes the spear out of the box and inspects
That
it.
actually sounds pretty cool.
I know. That's why I got it.
Zack sets the spear down and presses the button in the center. There's a low mechanical noise, and followed by a whoosh of wind. He readies his discharger as the targets materialize in a flash. Zack shoots through each target, dissolving them in the air. He grins, satisfied, spinning his discharger and trying.
Oh, that looks fun.
He looks at her.
You wanna try?
She nods. He hands her a discharger. She holds awkwardly, but nods to Zack. He pushes the button. Another set of targets appears. Kara squints one eye as she lines up the shot. When she pulls the trigger, she doesn't expect the recoil, and she ends up shooting wide. Well, why is there recoil with a laser gun? Her next few shots don't fare much better. Zack laughs at her attempts, to which Kara pouts.
No fair. I've never used one of these things before.
Here.
Zack goes to move behind her and wraps his arms around her. He molds his hands around hers. Kara's beams and cheeks turn pink. Zack's voice is low, murmured by her ear.
You have to hold it up like this.
He lifts her hands up, aiming the discharge straight at her. Kara's eyes sparkle.
Oh,
She sinks her shoulders into his broad
I
chest.
see.
Jeez, I don't want to watch this anymore. I scramble off the bedroll. They blink in surprise.
Oh, hey,
His face turns beet
how are
red.
you feeling?
A bit nauseous, to be honest. Kara laughs and Zack's face turns even redder. I walk away looking for anything else to focus on. A bit nauseous. Excellent. I notice Amelia sitting under a tree, flipping an open book. Leanna sits with her, looking over her shoulders at pages. The colorful cover catches my attention. Hey guys. Leanna looks up at me.
Oh, you're awake. How are you feeling?
Better?
That's good.
That is pleasant news indeed.
I nod. How is your character book? Amy looks up at me with shining eyes.
Surprisingly enlightening. Of course, it's riddled with factual inaccuracies, but the character interactions are fascinating. It has greatly changed my view on these sorts of novels.
Glad to hear it.
Leanna and I have been exploring this fascinating fictional world together.
Leanna smiles fondly.
Yep, it's been fun getting to hang out together.
Leanna pushes herself to her feet and pulls me aside.
Let's go talk.
I nod. We leave Amy to her reading and sit down further away. I'm sorry I fell asleep earlier. She shakes her head dismissively.
Don't worry about it. You seem like you really needed it.
I guess I did. We fell quiet for a
Our
second.
training earlier today. You've gotten a lot stronger.
Yeah?
I've taught you everything I can at this point.
I pause. Does this mean no more training? Part of me thinks I should be more excited about this news, but I'm just disappointed. Even though the early mornings are tough, I get my ass kicked most of the time. Having that alone time with Leanna has been really nice. So we aren't going to have any more training sessions together? She laughs.
You're not getting out of training that easily.
It's a fucking
We'll
win.
continue practicing to make sure you hone your skills. But now that you've progressed so quickly, I foresee our sparring becoming even more evenly matched. And with your multi-elemental casting, well, I'll also be challenged and looking to improve my skills too.
There's an excited glint in her eye as she looks forward to a challenge. I'll go easy. I'll try to go easy on you. I don't want to accidentally hurt you. She shakes her head.
Don't worry, I can handle myself. You should go all out.
I was
That's the
saying
only
that to
way
be
you'll
more
improve.
teasing, but it just fucking went right over her head, or my head, or I picked the wrong choice. If you insist. The embers in the fire die down as the rest of the team gets ready for bed. Leanna and I decide to turn in so we can get a head start in the morning. We've lost time due to my impromptu nap. Even though I slept all day, I still feel exhausted and I'm fast asleep as soon as I lie down. My body feels achy and I stare. My body feels achy and sore the next morning. Why am I dumb? I groan but push past the pain. I haven't felt this sore since we first started traveling. We have a quick breakfast and clean up the campsite before resuming our travels. I continue to practice with Leanna and my teammates, and I slowly seem to get a better grasp of multi-elemental casting. Each time I have to be careful with how much energy I use. My body feels fatigued after each battle, but I'm careful to make sure I don't reach the same level of fatigue as the first time I tried casting all the elements. After another 3 days journey, the landscape changes from green trees and dry sand to dry sand. The heat burns my skin. I can feel it radiating off the sand. Part of me really wishes to be back north with the cold again. The sun only intensifies the dry heat, steaming up the desert sands. I let out a grateful breath as we near the city gates. 2 guards stand watch at the entrance. Their deep caramel skin contrasts with their white tunics. As we draw near, they watch us warily, acutely aware of our different garb, but they allow us to pass. Oh. This is a very bazaar-like place. Instead of the higher structures of Haven Guard, the buildings of Mejuhh are broader, with rounded domes on the top. The people wear simple long tunics and elaborate jewels decorate their necks. It seems surprisingly normal, and even a bit familiar. When Amy mentioned the Mejuhh wasn't a part of Haven Guard, I expected to enter a fantastical city. Kara cranes her neck as we walk through the town, her eyes sparkling with excitement.
This is amazing! I can't believe I'm standing on Venetian soil. Think of all the history that's hidden here.
Let's go find the shops.
She looks at Zach in surprise.
You want a souvenir too?
No, we need to stock up on supplies.
Oh, right.
Correct. However, once we've acquired all we need to be prepared for the temple, we can then further explore the city.
I glance at Amelia, although her voice remains cool, her cheeks are flushed with her gaze darts from structure to structure. She must be as excited as Kara to be the Venetian city of Mejuhh.
It is getting late in the day, though. We should hurry before the shops close.
Together we wander the city until we spot the clothes tents in the marketplace. It reminds me of a bit of Bazzara. Except with the exception of food stalls and the shops are closed. Leanna shields her eyes as she squints at the sky.
That's strange. There's still daylight.
We continue to walk through, hoping to spot an open store, but the streets are eerily quiet and empty. We reach the main square and finally spot crowds of people bustling about. Many carry strings of lights, while others prepare long ribbons of hanging flowers. It looks like they're preparing for an event. I hear loud cries from the food stalls.
Sweet date soup! Come have a taste and find your own sweet date for the festival.
I guess there's going to be a festival. Maybe that's why all the stores are closed. Kara grins.
Sounds like we'll have to spend the night here.
The food vendor catches my eye and splits into a broad
Are
grin.
you ready to find your sweet date today?
I've already found one. I glance at Leanna and slip her hand in mine. I've already found her. She blushes and returns my smile and gives my hand a little squeeze. What exactly is going on?
It's the celebration of the sun.
Celebration of the sun? The sun?
Yes, this time of year is when it shines the brightest. Its ray shines happiness and fortune upon Terra.
Alright. What does that
The
mean?
longest day signifies the beginning of the summer harvest. This celebration is to hope fortune favors us with a strong harvest.
How does that give me a date? Where will the festival take
The
place?
town square will hold the contest, but all of Mejuhh will be decorated. Preparations are currently underway.
Alright, well thanks for the info. I turn back to the team. So he said that.
We know. We were standing right here.
It would seem inevitable that we must rest in Mejuhh today, so we
Mejuhh.
may resupply tomorrow. Perhaps we should search for an inn.
Good idea.
We continue through the city. The further we travel, the more decorated the city becomes. I gaze appreciatively at the ribbons and flowers. Eventually, we find the inn and step inside. Oh, look at this place! The lobby smells of cinnamon and cardamom? What the fuck is cardamom? Emphasized by the stale heat of the town, the small breeze flowing through the wide open windows merely stirs the warm air through the building. Leanna speaks to the innkeeper and secures rooms and passes out keys. The rest of us look for seats instead of traditional chairs and cushions. Instead of traditional chairs, plush cushions circle the wooden tables. We gather around the table nearby and get settled. Kara offered to order us food and heads over to the bar. Before she reaches there, a strange man approaches Kara. Zach watches the man warily.
Sure is hot in here, isn't it?
Kara's eyes are shining and she looks at the man. She smirks, clearly amused.
Is it? I didn't really notice.
It must just be you then.
Jesus Christ. Such a shitty pickup line. We groan internally. Kara raises an eyebrow. I think he stifles a laugh. Zach hands ball in the fists, gaze fixed in the scene before.
It's important to stay hydrated though. Here, let me buy you a drink.
Guy's gonna be laced with all sorts of drugs. He steps closer and puts an arm around Kara, steering her towards the bar. Suddenly, Zack back to his feet as Kara carefully disengages herself from the guy. Zack strides over and shoves him away from Kara, causing him to topple.
Keep your hands off of her.
The man looks at Zack in surprise, but even more surprisingly, Kara whirls on Zack.
What do you think you're doing?
He had his hands all over you. I'm protecting you from this creep.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait.
What makes you think I need protection?
So I'm not supposed to defend you?
Not if you're going to resort to violence right away.
Fine then. I'm sorry for caring when another man puts his hands on you. I'll be sure not to give a shit next time.
That was what I was about to.
Oh, you do not get to turn this around on me.
Zack throws his hands
There's
up.
just no winning with you, is there?
Not when you keep making the wrong decisions.
Jesus.
Hey.
Two of them simultaneously yell at the man.
Shut up!
The man is taken aback, but he takes that cue to leave. Kara and Zack stare at each other, tensions high, the palpable electricity between
I have the
them.
situation under control.
Their faces an inch apart. Zack grabs Kara, his eyes smolder, but they linger on Kara's lips.
Didn't like seeing that guy's hands all over you.
Kara looks down at his hands and then back up to Zack's face.
You mean like how your hands are all over me now?
There's an air of challenge in her tone, but I think I catch a faint shadow of a smile as if she's enjoying this. Zack tries to retort, but instead rolls around.
Whatever. I'm going to my room.
He starts to head upstairs, but Kara hurries and beats him to the first step.
No, I'm going to my room.
Two of them race up the stairs and then disappear from view, seemingly forgetting about us. Leanna and Amelia and I still sit stunned. What did we just witness?
They seem pretty angry. Do you think they'll be okay? Maybe we should check on them.
It's a ruse. That's a Ray Kroc of shit. Their hair was all... His hair had leaves in it in the forest that one time. This is a ruse. We should leave them alone. Amy shakes her head.
That is unnecessary.
Are you sure?
Yes. I am quite certain that we do not wish to interrupt their coming copulation.
Jesus Christ! Leanna sputters, her eyes are wide.
Yeah. Why would you say that?
It was quite obvious. The pheromones emitting from them was quite strong. That coupled with...
Ah! Don't say coupled!
Leanna squirms. I don't want to participate in this. Things have taken a very weird turn, and I do not want to be a part of this conversation.
Although, perhaps the most obvious sign of their impending coitus was Zack firmly gripping Kara's buttocks as the two climbed up the stairs.
Jesus Christ. Lena jumps to her feet.
Okay, that's enough of that. I need to go be productive, or something.
I was not prepared for that level of just schmut. It's not even that bad. It's literally not that bad. It just threw me off because it was just so out of the norm for this. Like, this game has like dirty jokes sometimes, but shit, it was just like they about to fuck. All right, that's what we'll call it.